Hello and welcome back to Turok 2. This will be our last session, well, for the main stuff. There's still a few other things that I have in mind that are worth showing off, but we'll get that later. Now the idea for this session is that we're gonna finish up the last level, pick up the remaining Primagen keys, and finish the game. So let's go ahead and do that. And the way to do it is to go through here.
The Primagen's Lightship. Little is known about this mysterious and ancient vessel. The Lightship is believed to be maintained by a horde of lethal biomechanical droids programmed to do their master's bidding. The vessel itself is massive and is undoubtedly well defended. Your mission objectives are as follows. Destroy 3 automated assembly plants. The Primagen's Lightship is completely self-sufficient and can supply itself with an army of biobots manufactured deep within the superstructure. In the event that the Primagen is defeated, the biobots have been programmed to exit the Lightship and eradicate intelligent life from the face of the Lost Land as one last twisted act of revenge by the Primagen. You must destroy all of the assembly plants within the Lightship. Purify the River of Souls. The waste created by the Lightship's power cells is responsible for the toxins that poison the River of Souls. By reversing their polarity, the toxins will be eradicated, and the River of Souls will flow pure for the first time. Tens of thousands would benefit from its clean, cool waters.
Funny how it's always just reverse the polarity to make things better. Not in this case. But, well, this level already suggests that you use something heavy, so let us switch over to that something heavy. So yeah, as you saw, our objective had nothing to do with energy totems. Instead we have to find 4 power generators, recalibrate them, and then destroy some amount of assembly plants. Odd enough, it says destroy 3 of them in the cutscene, but here it does not specify the number. Now the good thing about the assembly plants is that they're all interconnected, so once you find the first one, you'll find the rest. They're pretty much in the same place. However, getting to them is going to be a completely different challenge, as you can imagine, because we are dealing with Primagen's Lightship, and it's chock full of biobots and troopers. Troopers are the things that we just blew up, and they're nothing short of spectacular when it comes to killing you. Oh, and that over there is the Primagen key. The only Primagen key that requires no talisman to reach, as far as I can tell. It may be necessary to indirectly reach it, but not directly. That's what I mean. Like one of the components needed to get to this spot might be behind something that requires a talisman of some sort. But other than that, getting to the Primagen key is as simple as just, well, picking it up right here. Problem is, it's behind a force field, and it's protected by 4 generators. We need to turn all of them off. Now, provided that your exploration game is strong, you shouldn't have any trouble with that. Let's crank up the music a little bit, because I don't know about you, but I really like the track of this level. Another thing is that there will be plenty of doors that you cannot quite access yet. Don't be surprised. This is the main entry area of the Lightship. First we have to find our way to go somewhere, but we will be making a lot of trips back to this area. So once you find your passage, which is right there, it's time to do stuff. there will be 4 specific enemy types. One of them are auto turrets. Again. Now, auto turrets in this level are not as dangerous as the ones in the Hive, thank God, but they are quite dangerous nonetheless. Then there will be biobots. I think we'll encounter one of them very short. Here he is, actually. Destroying them is not a very difficult task. In fact, you can stun them if need be. However, they can be quite annoying since they have their own shredder laser actually, so we want to be careful with that. Other than that, they're pretty easy to notice. They have a pretty loud clanging noise when they're approaching, since they have one wheel and arms to walk around on. Others will be troopers and elite troopers. Troopers and the elite troopers are pretty much the same thing. The only difference is that elite troopers will be considerably more difficult to kill than the regular counterpart. And they won't be that easy to hear, but I'm just checking the sound by the way, because Life Force was not making any sound. But the troopers will be fairly easy to recognize as well. They're the bipedal things that look kind of like squids with mustaches. I don't know, they look very weird, but you will be able to recognize them shortly. Oh! Shortly after noticing them, that is. What was that weird sound? I think it's one of the lasers. But that's the enemies. What about the environment we're in? Well, we are in quite a dangerous environment, I'll give you that. I want a different weapon actually. Let's take this. What makes this environment dangerous is a variety of contraptions and traps designed to kill us, or just make our life considerably more difficult. It's not just the enemies that you have to deal with. The biobots are one thing, but all the stuff that's in here, that's also a problem to deal with. For instance, these lasers in the floor are very dangerous. You might have guessed that, but in case you haven't, don't touch them. Also, that's an ion capacitor. We need those. You can use these fans to go up certain areas. It's like the whispers, only not. They make a lot of noise too, which makes them particularly annoying. Stop that. Jesus. Seems like biobots can be just as annoying. Might as well stick with a better weapon. There will be plenty of dead ends, so once again, your auto map is a great feature. It's a great tool to have with you, so I'll be using it to the utmost degree. Didn't I come out from the other end? No wait, I was coming from this end actually. Let's check the other side. I don't know what makes that awful noise, but I'm assuming it's either the lasers or the ventilator. Good thing the pause trick can take care of that. You gotta be careful with the troopers no matter which type, because they have some pretty powerful weapons with them. They can shave your health like nothing else. Luckily for us, we can find useful weapons as well. I know there's a way to get in here and pick up stuff, but that requires crouching, and I don't think I have a crouch button on me. Like, I don't know what it is at the moment. I think it's normally either C or something around that, but I must have switched it out to something else, and I don't really care. Alright, let's go this way then. You can tell if there's going to be an autocannon or not by simply looking around the environment. These little sections usually have autocannons. Like these little corners that look like they might be a display case of something. Problem is, they don't normally activate when you want them to, so that you can't really take care of them right away. They can be very annoying. Okay, fuck it, let's stick with this thing. Because these guys are very dangerous. So we gotta use as much firepower as we got. That leads us back to where we were earlier, so that doesn't matter. There will be a lot of pausing because of the odd sound effects that are poorly mixed as usual. That could be the reason why Iguana never popped up again after this. I don't know, they designed a fairly decent game, it's just that their sound mixing is very crap.
Ion capacitor found.
Yes, indeed. We need to collect ion capacitors to recalibrate the generators, which were supposed to recalibrate to purify the River of Souls. I think I got him. Oh! Just chilling behind the door like a prick. And refusing to die too. Come on.
Your health is dangerously low.
What the hell? How many times does it take to hit these things? Okay, I think for the sake of progress, I think you'll agree that we gotta turn on invincibility. We managed to survive without it for all this time, but well, like I said, this is not a challenge run, so I don't care about that. I just want to show how to get through the areas and how to find everything. If you want to do a challenge run, we can always do it later. It's not a big issue. Aiden portal. Yeah, you hear that clanging? That means another biobot is coming your way. Screw him. Now, in this level, you will finally be able to recover the nuke weapon, and you will finally get the best weapon that requires no ammunition whatsoever. But that doesn't mean that you're gonna have an easy time because of that. Oh no, this level is quite something special indeed. First things first. We can make a jump over there, and I think we'll get out back through there, so let's go ahead and do that. We still gonna need to do that either way. Yeah, see, we get out here, but that's okay. Coming back is not an issue. Just turn on this switch and you're good to go.
Ion capacitor found.
Yet another one, in fact. I think we have 4 capacitors now, which means we are able to recalibrate 1 generator. Yes, you heard me right. 1 generator. And how many we need? 4. You can do the math from here, but let me tell you right away, we're gonna need a lot of those capacitors. So you better make sure not to miss a single one. That would be pretty bad. It must be the lasers actually making that noise. Oh, here's the elite trooper. As you can see, he's considerably larger, but also he explodes in a considerably more gruesome fashion. I can't even tell what I'm looking at anymore. Force fuel generator disabled. I don't even know what that means. But That's okay, because we came back to exactly where we were before. Get used to that. There's a lot of backtracking intentionally done for you to make the walking around here much easier. Pretty much every corridor is interconnected as long as there's a door. If you see a door that's locked and you can't go through at the moment, chances are you'll be able to go through it later. And here's one of the power generators in question. We just have to recalibrate it now. Now, since we have a breath of life, we can swim in this gunk no problem. It's just that you have to switch out these old capacitors and put in the new ones. Now here's the thing. When you first approach the old green capacitors, you will simply take them out, so don't walk away right away. Stay around where they are for a little bit to let your guy switch them with the newer ones, the blue ones. Only when you're done with that can you freely go to the next one. And as you can see, jumping in here is for the most part pointless. I mean, there are some things you can pick up. Some life force. That's about it. No other reason to be here. So, how's that looking? One of the generators is down. We have no more capacitors. It's time to make a move on. I really like the music in this level. It's quite full of hype, if you ask me. Oh, somebody opened the door. Wait, have you been here already? Yes, indeed. See? Pretty much everything in this level interconnects. And in fact, I would dare say that we made our trip back over there. Ah, remember how there was a message force field generator disabled? That's an active generator. That's a deactivated generator. We got one of them down. Now we just need to find 3 more. Now if you explore pretty much everything that each area has to show for you, you shouldn't have any issues, because despite this level being one of the hardest, it's also one of the most linear. You just have to make sure not to stray off any pathways too much and actually explore everything that there is to find. If you can do that much, you will have no problems finding everything. Of course, that doesn't mean that things are not hidden. You still have to be very careful not to miss out on anything. Just because it's a bit more linear than all the other levels that you've been in so far doesn't mean that it's easier. So watch out. Okay, maybe I can switch over to something more comfortable. Let's see what you got. That's good, this will be good. A good thing you can do on these ventilator shafts is to keep pushing jump to go up higher and faster. That takes care of him. First you need to go here to flip this switch. But watch out, this switch is on a timer, so you better move. You need to step on this pad and then just let it come back. As you can see, once it came back to its original position, the switch returned to its original state. Autocannons here are very easy to blow up, so that's good. And they're not really powerful too, I gotta say. It's just that they're very annoying. There's a lot of them. You'll find them in pretty much every place that there is to find them in. Hello. Smile for the camera, I guess. Alright, let's check that other corridor, because that's where we need to be. Headshot.